Okay guys, I'm gonna talk about basically how not to get blisters with vapors with my new pair of Superfly 3s that I just picked up on Sunday. This is my third pair of vapors and learned my lesson that vapors are the worst shoe to break in. It typically takes me like an entire month to break in, typically by just keeping on playing without doing anything to alleviate the pain of blisters that you get while playing with vapors. So anywho, I got these on Sundays, and today is now Thursday. It is actually my third day of playing with them. My third day of playing at least 2 hours per session that I've played, and stupidly, Monday, I played with them for about 2.5 hours. Halfway through, I started getting blisters, had to untie the laces and just keep playing with loose boots while the back of my heel started bleeding. So what you're going to need, and basically as you can see there, those are my 6s that I've had, and I just remembered after I got blisters with the 3s, the Superfly 3s, that I had to do this basically all over again, a method that I forgot that I used to break in my 6s. So might as well share the method with you guys since, you know, Nike, I guess Ronaldo just put out some video about why he soaks his cleats and whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure he's okay about soaking cleats. I don't think that, you know, we can run through a pair of Superfly 3s every few games just because we can soak the cleats to get them to conform to our feet perfectly. Because, you know, soaking the cleats with plastic, with synthetic materials likely may mess up the adhesives that keep the sole and the upper together. So anyways, here's an alternative way. Instead of just soaking your cleats and doing that method, what you're going to need is your regular athletic sock. Dex, leave me alone, I'm making a video. You're going to need your athletic sock. That's the Under Armour sock I got there. You're going to need a pretty big Band-Aid from about 2 inches tall to about 4 inches wide. And this is if you already have blisters like me. See, like right there, that's a bitch. Okay. What you're going to need also is a Dr. Scholl's gel insert that you can pick up anywhere from like CVS or some, you know, pharmacy, or Walgreens, or, you know, your local grocery store. That's this guy right here. Okay, and what I did basically with that one is I cut it so that it conforms to just the heel part of the boot, because what the actual size of the gel insert when you receive it, when you buy it, is like about that big. So you're basically cutting about like half of it off. The reason why I cut half of it off is because if you leave the other half that extends out to the ball of your foot, or sorry, the curved part of your foot here, it puts extra pressure on the tongue and the laces that typically shouldn't even be there, and also it just adds extra weight. Come on, buddy, leave me alone. Okay, so this sock here, my dog just pulled away, is a special sock that I got from Sports Authority, and I'm sure you can pick that up at any sporting goods store. It is actually, you can compare it to a dress sock that's really thin and slippery, or like slick. And I'll show you exactly where that guy goes. I think either Wigwam makes it, and I picked them up like 2 pairs for like $3, really inexpensive. And lastly, you're gonna need some athletic tape. Okay, that's this strip right there. And I'll give you a picture of the bandage package that comes into. So that's the bandage package. There's the adhesive tape and your boot. So all that taken apart from my left foot, we're going to work backwards because I just got out of a game. This today being my 3rd time playing with my Superflies. Felt great playing with them, even with blisters, and I played a full 2.5 hours with the UCI club team, and that was pretty fun. Surprisingly, I was able to keep up even with blisters. So as I take these guys off, you'll start to see that where the insert actually goes. the Dr. Scholl's Gelin, like Magellan insert. That's that gray piece. Oh, by the way, those for a pair of those inserts, before you cut them, are probably like $10 from CVS. That's where I got them. Okay, so see, it just fits snugly right there in the heel part of the boot. And the reason why I put that there is because for me, I have probably really a low heel, and when it goes in deep in the Superfly 3 boot, it actually rubs pretty hard. So I need at least probably like 1/8 of an inch lift on where the base of the heel part of the boot is on my Superfly 3s, which gives me enough lift to get away from that part right there that tends to rub really hard down on my heel. So that's basically the purpose of the gel insert. Okay. Next, what I have is that wigwam sock that just cost, that $3 sock that goes over my foot on the outside. Okay, and the reason why it's slick is because what really causes blisters is more friction on the heel of the foot, which tears up the skin, and that's typically of having a loose sock, or what you have more friction rubbing between sock and heel of the Superfly 3, or Vapors, I should say, in general. So what this sock is, it's just really thin, it's really slippery, and anytime that it wants to try to rub against the heel there, it doesn't feel like anything at all. It's really slick, and you can barely feel any friction at all. And that's what goes over the outside of the athletic sock. Okay. So what I also did was, after I have my athletic sock over, I actually tape my athletic sock above the knee, or excuse me, above the ankle, so that it prevents from sliding down to give more fabric that can get in between the heel and your heel and the heel edge of the boot. Because anytime that you get that loose sock kind of sliding back down, it starts rubbing against there and can cause more blisters for you. So that's what will keep your athletic sock up and tight, so that you're not getting any loose sock that will get in between your heel and the boot. So let's take that athletic tape off. I probably wrap this around. You can probably do it higher, above the ankle, probably here, right below the calf, as long as it doesn't slide down while you play during the game. So you want to do it pretty tight, but without constricting any type of circulation to your foot. Okay, so you take that athletic tape off. Okay, then slide your athletic sock off, and what you'll see, what I did to my actual ankle, because I already have blisters, and you can do this even if you don't have blisters, is that I take about a piece of athletic tape, about this long, okay, about that long, or maybe even longer. I'd say that's about maybe a foot or so of athletic tape. And what you want to do is you want to wrap it around the ankle and have it come around and come across the top side of your foot. And maybe even if it's long enough, you can wrap it underneath. I didn't do very much. You don't really need a lot. You just basically need to keep the bandage that we have here in place from sliding off. Because as you cause more friction when you play, the bandage itself isn't strong enough with the adhesive to just stay on your foot. And it also creates another barrier so that it prevents you from actually feeling a lot of friction on the back side of your heel where there is a blister or could possibly be blistering. Okay? And so we'll take that tape off. Okay, again, wrapping around the ankle or the heel part across your ankles and over the top side of your foot in this crossed motion. And if you can see here, wonder if it pulls the bandage off. So, okay, so you can start seeing that the bandage is coming off, right? What I typically do, and here it's already a little bit still bloody. The point though is that even though you have blisters, you will not feel any type of pressure on your heels with Vapors using this method, simply because of the thin slippery sock on the outside, those wigwams. And on top of that, you have a barrier of bandage and tape. And what I typically do, because I have an open wound on my heel there, you could see that, is that I'll put some Neosporin on the center of the bandage, put that over, and then put the athletic tape and wrap that around to secure it. So again, you start with the bandage and Neosporin. Put that on your heel where there's a blister, or even if you don't even have a blister, you probably don't even need any Neosporin. But this is a good way to at least protect from getting blisters. Put the bandage on your heel, then the athletic tape over and wrap it around the top side of your foot. Then you take your athletic sock, put that on, but put it on carefully so that you're not rolling the athletic tape backwards and you're creating more uncomfortable areas where you can feel on your boot, on the inside of your boot. Make sure you put the athletic sock really carefully on and over your heel and your foot. Then you will tape the athletic sock above the ankle, probably below the calf or above the ankle, pretty tightly, so that you keep a really taut sock above your heel, and so it doesn't slide down when you play. And then after that, you basically just slide on that wigwam thin sock, and then slip it in, tie your boots, and you're ready to go. Hopefully this has helped you guys and will prevent any type of future blisters you may have when you play with your brand new vapors. Again, this is my third time playing with them ever, and I have no problems whatsoever, no blisters, and hopefully you guys can try that out and see how that works. $3 to $4 for athletic tape, a couple bucks for bandages, $10 for the heel inserts that you have to cut, and for these extra special socks, it's like another $3. Really inexpensive add-ons. I know it's a bitch, it's a hassle to play with vapors and everything like that, but you know what boot doesn't give you problems? Vapors will give you probably the most problems, but those of you that really love them a lot will probably take this route and prevent you from hurting by playing with them. And you know, probably in about a couple weeks or so, your foot will be conformed to the boot so that you won't even have to use this extra stuff, and you just strap in and go simply with just the regular athletic sock. Give me feedback, guys. Let me know how that works for you guys, and trust me, I've done my research. I've tried to look all over the internet. No one has provided any type of smart way to do things. What I used to do with my old vapors, I forget, maybe the 3s or the 4s that I might have had. They're like neon green. I use Vaseline, and I basically just plopped it in the heel of the boot, which makes it really sticky and messy after a while. You get a lot of residual crap in there, and it just feels like you're walking in goop or running in goop after a while. And it prevented me from having blisters, but it was just a really messy way about going about it. I think this method actually works a lot better. So hopefully you guys can try it out and it's successful for you. Okay, take it easy.